Welcome to the Model Car Hobby Headquarters Unpodcast with your host, Luca C. Now here he is, Luca C. Well, hello, my fellow car mailers. How you doing today? Hey, we've got a new guest on an Unpodcast. This is the Unpodcast show. If you haven't seen him, you're seeing him now, right over here. This is James Tester from Scale Model Experiment. Say
Yay!
hi, Yay. If you haven't checked out his channel, you got to. This guy, he builds pretty good model cars. And, he has a pretty good channel. I like it. So, I think you will. You got to really check it out. I mean, I've learned some stuff from James's channel. So, yeah, check it out if you haven't. But I'll tell you, he's got a cool story. That's why we have these guys on here. And, you've been building model cars for a while. What, for a while? Like since you were a little fella? While. All right. No. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I hand it over to you? Because like everybody knows me. They're sick of hearing from me. You tell your story about how you got into all this, all the way up to wanting to do YouTube. Just go for it.
Will do. Thank you, Luca.
No problem. Thanks for coming on, Jim. Do you know what? Real question. I have a tendency to interrupt. That's my show. Do you strictly go by James? I mean, we've been hanging out, and you strictly go. You don't go by Jim at all.
I am James.
Because I just called you Jim.
I am James.
Okay. Yep. I just called you Jim, and I've never called you Jim before.
My mom calls me Mike.
Okay, Mike. Well, hit it. It's all you. How'd you get? Did you start as a little kid? How'd you get into model cars?
I did not. Build model cars as a kid. My first model I bought in December of 1994. I was Christmas shopping for my daughter. I was 25 years old, and we were at Toys R Us, and was in the toy section, and I saw the monogram 69 GTO. And so I said,
"You're kidding me."
No.
Really?
No.
That was the
yeah.
That was the one for me. Same story, except
Get
it was
here.
Yeah. What? You don't watch my channel? Okay, all right. We're done. Thanks for watching.
No, here's the pictures.
No, really, dude. That's interesting as heck. Yeah, I've told this story before. But I was 18. I started as, technically as an adult. I didn't really build as a kid. And I went into a toy store at the mall with my girlfriend. She was looking for a birthday gift for her little sister. And I meandered. This toy store had a really great hobby shop in the back. And I meandered over there. And I bought the monogram Revell 69 GTO. And I was hooked ever since. How silly is that?
I don't even own it right now. So we have to do a build off, you and I.
We are going. Yeah, we have to. Holy cow, that is bizarre. Well, yeah, get back on the story. That's a trip, dude.
Yeah,
that's neat.
So I was 25 when I built my first model, and I jacked it up. I jacked it up so bad. I bought some Testors rattle can paint for it. I didn't know you had to use primer. Sprayed it.
I got to ask you this. Okay, it's to go in a weird direction. The Testors rattle can. What color?
It was Shazoom teal pearl.
Ooh, really close. Mine was sapphire blue.
So we were both.
We were really close in the spectrum. Okay, continue on. Weird.
Right, so I jacked that paint job up and I stripped it, and then I went to redo it and I jacked it up again and put it back in the box, and just started buying models here, there, and everywhere. Anywhere I could get them, I was buying them.
Wow, that didn't even get you not interested. You gave it another. Oh, that's cool.
Well, see, I had always loved cars, but I never really had an artistic outlet for it. It was just always looking at magazines or looking at books, and never really did anything about it. Go to car shows, but just never really did anything with it. But the models was an artistic outlet for something to do with cars. And
wow. So that's cool.
That was It was my first love, was the 69 GTO. And so that was, had to build a model of it.
That's, you know, that's trippy. And what you are, what I always say is like, that's the true future of the hobby. Not little kids. Got to dodge the hate there. It's not little kids. It's got, I mean, you were a little bit younger, but you're an adult. You had a child.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you said. You were looking for, you were into cars, and you were looking for, you know, other than building real cars, an outlet, an artistic outlet. And I've been saying for the longest time, those are the dudes who come into the hobby as far as model cars. That
absolutely,
yeah, I think it's older guys who love cars, but you know, they necessarily either they built their hot rods. You know, that's a lot of money to build. You had your cars, but
yeah.
you want more cars. That's the best way to do it, is that, and build more cars, is to build models. That you are the poster child for everything I've been saying. Jeez, that's cool. So that was
94.
Wow.
About 1995, I joined the North Coast Automotive Modelers in Cleveland, and great group of guys. And they just kind of took me in, and I asked a whole lot of questions, and my skills just ramped up and up and up from there. Some really great builders. I could name names if you don't know who the North Coast Automotive Modelers
do.
Like Bill Borgen, who's been in Scale Auto more times than I can count, and Car Modeler, and Steve Goldman's done many AMT box arts, and Trophy Tom Kren is at every show winning trophies everywhere, and just great guys. So in 1996, a year later, this car, which I brought to the last meeting, the Barracuda.
Yep, it was in my
69
video.
Barracuda.
Nice car.
This was my first magazine car, and I was so addicted then. You know, I felt so famous that I was in a magazine. But,
that's cool.
But there was a lot of shows in the Cleveland area. We had the NNL Toledo, which I went to many times.
Oh, envy. And lots of envy here.
Detroit's real close. We had out Y City, which is Youngstown.
Mm-hmm.
NNL East is about 6 hours away, and Pittsburgh is like 2 hours away. So there was, you know, for about a month every summer, there's a show like every single weekend.
Oh yeah, you were in the heart of model car country. I mean, that, and no wonder you have the way you build. Oh, I can really understand it. You were, that club you were in. I mean, you were with heavy hitters.
Yeah, and to shine in a club like that is hard.
Yeah. Yes.
Ultra competitive.
Mm-hmm.
So my first love in model cars was Mopar. I built almost exclusively Mopar. I did a lot of kit bashing, making things that were not in kit form. You know, take the Barracuda here, you know, with a Dart chassis underneath it, and super detail it out. There's a lot of them back there.
Yeah, see them.
But that was my first thing, was Mopars. I kind of moved into Ferrari. I built a lot of Ferraris, moved on to sports cars after that. Big scale, I fell in love with those. And then JDM, and now it's race cars. I'm following John, our buddy John.
Oh yeah, John Weber, yeah. Oh,
his sports cars his race cars are something else. I'm blown away, and I want to build them all. I want to build everything he's built.
Yeah, he's an inspiration.
He really is. He really is, and he's a super great guy.
Oh, heck yeah!
I'm so glad I met him.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. I met him briefly a long time ago, and it was cool. Now through you and BG, getting to know him while it's all hanging out. He's a neat dude, man. What a bad
so
quiet.
Yeah. So quiet.
He's so quiet. Yeah, little, but you know, he's this race car driver driving this M4 around it. Man, when he took off the other night from BG's house, we just sat there, just listened till he was like about a mile down the road.
Yeah, that's quite a car, and he races it too.
Oh yeah, he does. I think it's cool, and he built the model of it too.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, but but you're not doing too shabby yourself. Some of the now you moved into all the import kits and stuff.
Right.
But right off the bat, when we first met, you came over to I think it was the second Model Car Mafia meeting, and you brought that yellow 71 Superbird, or not Superbird, Roadrunner, and that, you know, it's in my videos. I think it was so cool. And I loved how you bashed that together. I mean, just like you did with that Barracuda you just showed, all that kit bashing to make them more accurate, and you did it really well. Like it was a kit. It was meant to be that way.
Right. Yeah. Like they should have done that back in the 80s when they made that kit.
Yeah, no kidding.
My whole thing now is to build the cleanest box stock models that I possibly can. And that came from when I went to the Tamiya museum and store in Japan. And they had the models on display. And it would be cool if a hobby shop here was like that. You know, say you go in to buy a model and you see it built right there on the shelf, you know, and you would be like, oh, that's a pretty cool model. You know, other than flipping the box over the bottom and looking at the parts on the back of it, to see something built right there in front of you, that's like the best. So right there in the store, they have all the built models. And I was just amazed by looking at them that they were so well done. You know, the display models were so well done that, you know, I've built my share of photo etched carbon fiber, you know, turned aluminum models, and you know, they're cool and all, but nothing beats looking at something and say, that's box stock. And you're like, wow, that is really nice. I can't believe that that's box stock. And that just, it just does.
That's cool. That is very cool. You know, and that's something else I've said. I mean, you're hitting all the points that I've always tried to really get everybody to understand. Is sometimes an extremely well built box stock model, it can technically in a competition beat the most detailed $500 worth of aftermarket garbage thrown at it. It can beat that model just because it, you know, the builder, it's all really about the builder.
And it's the challenge for me is to get the sheen, you know, not too glossy, not too flat. You know, the dashboard is a different sheen than the seats, you know, everything has to have just a little bit different. And, you know, and to pull that off and be able to look at it and you don't notice it. But then when you really look at it, you notice it. You're just like, oh, I see why that sticks out, because it's a different color, just a slight shade different. And that's a secret. Smooth paint and different sheens. That's
cool. That's very cool. I like your direction. That's a different view than what a lot of people kind of take in this hobby, where everybody's like really working hard to have, not knocking anyone. No. Going for the most scratch built, the most, oh man, I've got posable steering. I've got a scratch built rear suspension. I've got, you know, the all the crazy stuff. And there's guys that pull it off and do it extremely well. But for you to take it the other way, where you want to do the most impressive out of the box model, not a lot of people go in that direction. And look at what you have done. You've accomplished getting into the magazine, winning the awards, doing the massive kit bash, but now you're like, hey, box stock. Which, by the way, real quick, plug what you just started because of that.
I just started a Facebook group for strictly box stock model cars. So I'll put a link down here.
Definitely. Yeah. You know what? I can't remember. Because you told me about it Thursday night, and I haven't gone and joined. I forgot. I got to go join that because I'm extremely.
I thought I saw you. I thought I saw you like somebody's picture or something in it.
I might have. I have to go double check. So much been going on this weekend. Because I definitely I have a lot of interest in that. And I think that group can go big.
Yeah. You know, it's a small group right now. It just started, but no big deal.
Yeah, that's what. But the thing about that is, you know what? That brings us back to the basics of model building. You know, concentrate on the basics of model building. Like you're saying, not only getting rid of parting lines and ejector pin marks, but doing all that contrast, all the contrast painting. Instead of painting a whole interior the same black, there's different shades of black in there.
Right. Yeah. If you look at a real car, there's all the different shades, different textures. Yeah. I wish I could do weathering because
it'll come. It'll come. You'll do it. You're around the right people.
Right. Brian. Yeah. My fiance and I, we moved to Arizona in April of 2019. So just a few years ago. We met in Ohio, and I actually grew up in Ohio my whole life. So other than a short stint in the Navy, I had been in Ohio all my life. And but we moved to Arizona, and there was a show, Model Zona, just shortly after I moved here. And I went to that show, and I met Raul, who's the Muscle Car Modeler channel, and Chuck's Hobby Spot. And then I met Brian as well. I think I met Brian at one of the other club meetings. This didn't, yeah, whatever. But meeting 3 YouTubers all within a short amount of time, I said, I got to do it. I got to do the same. You know, that's pretty cool. It's like another step of creativity in the hobby.
Oh yeah.
I don't recommend it to everybody. A lot of people. People say, "Oh, I could do a YouTube channel." No, you can't.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work, isn't it?
It is. It is. I had no idea. I wish you'd have told me.
I tried. You wouldn't listen to me. I was grabbing it. No, and it's so cool. And we've got now with our new club, and it was cool when you came in. It's like you came in and you introduced yourself to me, and I'm an idiot. Everybody knows that. And I didn't. It didn't click. And then when I think I'm talking to you about your yellow Roadrunner, and I don't know what it was. You go, "Oh, you're the scale experiment guy."
Scale model experiment.
Is that from YouTube?
Yeah. So,
is that who you are?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you came.
Scale model experiment. Yeah. I watch your channel. And then there we had 4 YouTubers in our club. Now we got 5.
5, right? Louis
now jumped, and he was inspired by the 4 of us doing what we were doing. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Good. So fast forward a couple months, I started the scale model experiment. And you say, scale model experiment, what the heck does that mean? It really is just a big experiment. From video 1 to the one I posted today, video 90, every single video is different in some way. I'm trying little things different in every video to see what hits. And with your channel's all over the place too. There is consistency, but you do so many different things on your channel that it really is more of a variety. And I think
that's why I kind of break it up into different shows. Like I literally, and I have playlists. It's like different shows because there's so much you want to do and want to try out.
Yeah. The original concept for the scale model experiment was a variety show. It makes me cringe when I watch the first videos, but the concept was to do a little bit of building and a little bit of show and tell and a little bit of tip and maybe a stash report or something in it. So every show was a variety show per se. It kind of took the pressure off of, I got to get this build done for the video, because you didn't have to. You could just show, hey, this week I did this. And, maybe 2023, I'll go back to that, and it'll be the weekly scale model experiment show. of, here's what I bought, here's what I've been working on, here's a tip for you, and maybe if I have some viewership, then that will work. But when you have 0 subscribers, you can't do it. You just can't do it.
It's tough when you're first starting out. My first year I quit 15,000 times. And I just kept going. I couldn't let it lie. It was just like, I got to make it happen. And it's tough at first, and then all of a sudden it hits right, and some people it hits quicker than others. And, they just catch that wave, something happens right. And you go, why isn't it working for me? But then, something hits right. I mean, if you're good at it, if you got something interesting and there's people that are following you, it catches on. And definitely this whole YouTube in the past couple of years, the model car YouTube end of the YouTube world has really exploded. And also people have been more, it used to be all they wanted to see was someone building a model. And I think that's changed a lot. Now they're liking these kind of shows.
Correct.
Where whack jobs like you and I can lose our minds.
It's funny that you talk about that, the build video, and there's such a format of, lift the box open, show it from 3 different angles, pull the crinkly bags out, open the crinkly bags open, pull the parts out. It's so damn predictable in so many people's videos. And I actually poked fun at it in the Nissan 300 ZX. I poked fun of it and showed all of those steps in the first 30 seconds of the video. Like cut one piece off of the thing, and then I cut it, and then I sanded it. So I was kind of making fun of it. And
That's
apologies for all those people who want to follow the format. You can follow the format. I'm not going to anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to do my own thing.
That's what you got to, you got to be you, definitely. That's what'll keep it where sometimes like even now I'm kind of like reinventing myself on what I'm doing with this silly little 64 olds. Not that I'm leaving what I've done before, but you gotta keep it alive and well, you got to enjoy it. That's the most important thing. If you don't enjoy doing this.
Yeah, I burned out with those build videos. I was doing them, I was doing ASMRs, which is no personality of me, it was just all you see is my hands. And it's a shame to say, but how does anybody know you from anybody else if all they ever see is your hands?
Yeah, that's very true. That can be a good thing and a bad thing, but
stop them at the grocery store.
now that we're a BG, a lot of the YouTubers started out where you didn't all you saw was their hands, and then now we're all kind of all getting known, and we all go to like what happened at Atlanta, and everybody was recognizing all of us. It was a gas. You're watching the Lucas C channel on YouTube. How long have you been doing your YouTube now?
Since December of 2019. So just a little over 2 years.
Oh, okay.
2 years this month. Yeah.
Were you, when you first started, were you like hitting hard all the time, or were you kind of like doing it slow and then you're getting real serious lately?
Real serious lately. I was doing 1 a week, and now I'm back to 1 a week. I was doing 2 a week, but it got to be a bit much, and I wasn't putting out the quality that I really want to. So 1 a week is really better for me, because then I can actually put something out that people want to watch.
Yeah.
You were talking about almost quitting 15 times. I seriously almost quit in May. I was down on myself. I saw other people, rising to the top really fast, and I wasn't, and I was getting a subscriber a day kind of thing, and I almost quit in May. I really did. And Brian, Brian BG, he really helped me out and said, just keep at it, have fun with it. You know, stop worrying about your numbers, quit worrying about it. Just put out videos, have a good time, and it'll come.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And I just did the 1,000 subscriber video. My fiance helped me out, and we were in that place with the big mountains. It'll come to me in a minute.
Sedona?
No, we weren't in Sedona. We were in
big mountains.
With the lake running through it. Payson. We were in Payson.
Oh yeah. Oh, you were. Why did I thought you were in Sedona too when I saw that.
Yeah, we were in Payson, and we filmed that kind of TikTok style. So we did like the disappearing, and sudden reappearing, and we just had a lot of fun making that video, and that was a lot of fun. And,
that's cool.
I instead of giving away something that I bought at Ollie's, I decided to give away built models. And and a lot of people kind of gave me flack about that. Oh, you're cocky. Why are you giving away your built models? And it seems like it was more personal. To me, to give away something that I built that they can appreciate. And I gave them a choice of 3, and they chose which one they wanted to win. And I gave all 3 of them away. And one guy, I actually had to ship it to Netherlands.
No kidding. That's cool.
Yeah. So
some people, where is it? I don't see the cockiness in that. I think that's more giving one of your creations than just anybody can. Well, I'm not pulling any of those kits off. Don't get any ideas, people. No, but literally just taking a kit off the shelf at the hobby shop and sending it to somebody.
Right. That's what I really like to do, and I've done it for many years. Is when these cases get full, then and I keep building, they have to go somewhere. So I take something down that I'm not excited about anymore, and I give it away.
That's cool.
And I've given away a lot of models, and the guys in Cleveland, when I moved across the country, I gave away a lot of models. And the guys still tell me today, your Roadrunner sitting right there in my cabinet.
That's cool.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. Heck, man, I got back here a couple of models that were given to me by friends. They mean a lot to me too. That's why they're on the shelf with the rest of my models. So that's a pretty cool gift. There's nothing cocky about that.
Thank you.
Very cool. So you still staying motivated about the channel. It's going forward. And hopefully you people out there, if you haven't heard of them, remember it's a scale model experiment. And you got to go check out his channel. You do a lot of really great tips on there, and you are, it's a lot of the basics of model building that is really important. Like I picked up some really good tips on buffing. I've been like looking for something, a tool that you were using, those little Tamiya little square pads or whatever.
Oh yeah, the polishing pads.
I didn't even think of those things, those little polishing things, and I'm like, I got to get those now. So
I think Andy's hobby shop.
He usually Oh, no, we'll go over here. Yeah, Andy's hobby shop. He's out of them right now. I'm waiting for him to get some more in.
Gotcha. I think I may butcher the name. Is it melanite? That white thing that you use to clean like your tub with? Those sponges?
Oh, yeah.
Melanite?
I know.
Think that's what those are. I think
really?
Those are a melanite sponge. Yeah.
I can see. Yeah, from what I remember, what they looked like, what you had, and they're just cut into little. I don't know, pillars, squares, longs. Yeah.
So I think that there's a little bit of abrasion to them, but I don't think you'd ever want to use them dry. Just little polishing compound, and it makes it easy to hold on to something instead of using your finger. So it's more of a pointed thing to use to polish with. I like them.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I noticed when you were doing that is where I have an issue is when I'm polishing out something, like even on a roof, and then there's the little rain rails there. You'll notice when I'm done with it, I hadn't been able to get all the way over to that because, you know, my fat fingers will stop with the polishing, whatever polishing cloth I'm using. So that thing you can get into little areas really well. So I'm gonna have to try those.
And then the next step is the rotary tool to get some of those little 1-inch polishing pads and hit the whole thing with the rotary tool.
Yeah.
That'll take out all those little fine scratches. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I know your finishes turn out really good. I saw that Nissan, you brought it to the little build session there, the one that was on your videos.
Yeah, that one's nice. Close. Remember I talk about the perfect box stock model?
Not there yet, huh?
Close. It's not there yet.
That's your unicorn, huh?
Yeah, I may never build a perfect box stock model, but I'm going to keep trying.
The adventure is the fun part.
Yeah.
That should be on a t-shirt.
So today I mentioned something on a video that kind of got me wondering, and I don't know how you feel about it, but what I raised is why do we keep buying more models?
Because we're nuts.
Because we have our stashes, you know, and we love our stashes, but why do we keep building? Why do we keep buying more?
Because we're out of our freaking minds. You know, I'll tell you. I think we've all talked about this. I know I've talked about it. I've talked about it with BG on the show over there, and ideas. We're always having ideas. I think that's what it is. And then a new kit will come out, and I have this idea. That's really what it's like. I bought this weekend. Where is it? It's way over there. I had this need. Someone was selling it. There was a good deal on it. It was the 49 Merc. I had never grabbed it when it was out. The Revell 49 Merc.
The Revell one.
Yeah, the chop top one.
Yeah. And
I've had this idea because I saw, I think 10 years ago, I saw either somebody, they built a model with using that as a Bonneville salt flat racer. And then all of a sudden, I had no interest in that kit until I saw that. And I have to build a bond. Will I ever do it? Well, I got the kit in case I ever do. And that's what I think it is. I think it's a in case I ever do thing. What do you think?
The next time we have a meeting, I'm going to bring the 49 Merc that I did, and it's going to blow your mind.
Oh, do please. Do please. Yeah. So why do you think of that? Why do we keep buying kits?
You know, I think it's an addiction, personally.
Yeah.
And I try to justify it to myself that a new kit, when you I buy a lot of stuff in Japan, and when they first go on sale, they're discounted like 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So they're never going to be as cheap as when you pre-order. You know, it comes out into market and it immediately just starts going up in value. And then if you wait long enough, then you're at the mercy of collectors, you know, and then you get, you know, past the collector stage of it. And then you get to I bought it 10 years ago and I'm never going to build it. Here it is for retail or just a little under retail. So, you know, it's a big cycle. It's the model car cycle of life. And, you know, you can buy it at 20% off, buy it.
Yeah, really. And hey, at least it ain't crack.
Right.
Well,
right.
Yeah.
Not out gambling or
really. Well, you know, and then there's this thing is all of us that buy these kits and then we never build them and they're just sit on our shelves. We kind of end up being curators of them. One day they will pass on to somebody else and possibly go through 2, 3, 4 model builders. You know, like recently I bought a kit that, you know, it's new to me, but it was a kit that came out in 1977. However many model builders and collections it's gone through, and I'm sure, you know, people died and it passes on.
Right.
Those kits are out there for others to enjoy later on. If there's 2 things to it. One, it's an opportunity for people who come into the hobby to get those old kits that will never be back. And two, it keeps the hobby shops and the it keeps the companies going, because if everybody just built a kit and built it, and then built a kit and built it, we wouldn't have the hobby. There'd be no kits. They wouldn't be selling them.
Right. They wouldn't sell. Yeah.
They need us maniacs is what they need.
They need us hoarders.
Yeah. Except Louis. Louis builds every dang model he buys.
So does John. John has like a stash of 5.
Really? So, yeah, I can see that.
He does.
He's very particular on
I was at
what
his
he's going
house
to build.
and I was at his house and I said, "Let me see your stash, John." He goes, "Okay." And so he pulled out like 3 kits and I'm like, "Where's the rest of it?" He goes, "That's it. That's all there is."
Yeah. I'm glad you haven't quit doing this. I think you got a really great channel. You got a good thing going. And I don't think there's too many YouTubers. And if there is,
I don't think so either. And it's funny too, because we're not competing. You and I aren't competing on YouTube, and me and Brian aren't competing on YouTube, because we're all doing different things. So if you want to, like your favorite TV show, it's on once a week, and you watch it, and you watch something else.
Exactly. The majority of my viewers are BGs and yours and Mark Batson's and Matthews and I guess Tim at the power of the throttle. That guy's got a thing going on. It's Chucky's moving on up. He's got a cool thing rolling. He's got his little shtick, wondering why people are watching his crap. That and then we don't even talk about Andy. That guy's that's the one.
Chucky,
go ahead.
We were at that Model Zona contest, not this past one, but the first one that I went to. And Chucky already had his stuff on the table, and I put my stuff out on the table, and he came over to me and he's like, "Dude, I'm ready to leave now." Just that kind of ribbing.
Yeah.
And I played off with him, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Your stuff's awesome." And we've been like that ever since.
Oh yeah.
And to this day, we're still like that. I rib him on any chance I can about his models, and he does the same about me. And he's a good guy.
Yeah, definitely really very cool. I know that's the fun part of the friendships we all have is poking at one another too. And inspiring. We inspire one another. Everybody's such a great modeler and does their thing.
Right. YouTube is such an outlet for new friends too. I've met so many people since I started the channel, and it's just amazing to me that there's so many people out there that don't go to shows and just kind of build on their own, and just amazing to me. Yeah.
So would that be a message that you would put out? Because there's so many people that, I don't know, they have this, I'm trying to reach them, is they've got this kind of sourness about shows and think that, oh, they're rigged, or it's all a buddy thing. And it's like, that's why I don't go to, it breaks my heart every time I see a comment when somebody says, "That's why I don't go to shows." And it's like, oh man, are you missing out? Wouldn't you say, like, going to shows and being in model clubs like that and meeting all these people and being friends? It's like,
you would just be building 57 Chevys all your life. You would never branch out to building something new, like this stupid 44 that you guys have me building. I would never touch an old AMT. But,
and boy, you touching the oldest one. That's it, guys. We're all doing this 44. A whole bunch of us YouTubers, if you don't know about it, that it's not a competition. It's not a challenge. It's just us. We had a start date and an end date, and we just do videos on our channels about our build. And it's just us all building the exact same, an AMT 44 kit. And the kit that James got a hold of was an actual first edition one. And most people go, "Oh!" And I got to see it in person last Thursday, and I was like, I just want to touch it. I had to, it was so weird. It was like, it's so the pristine plastic. It was different than any other 44 from AMT I ever held.
And here I am sanding off all
you're,
the trim.
You're taking you're desecrating and just, the molestation of that 44. No, it looks like you got putting this into the. I won't give out any surprises yet.
No, I already did. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, putting the Corvette engine in there and all the drivetrain, and you're totally 90s in it out. I think that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. That's a cool project though that we're all doing together, doing this 44, just to see everybody's different take on the same kit. That's always fun.
Right, because we all have a different eye.
It's
what a 44 should look like. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge for each one of us, because it's like when you first said you were getting in, and I go, oh, he's getting out of his wheelhouse. That for me, it's the challenge is getting it done. And
right.
For Tim, it was, will you do it? Nah, I don't want to do it. I sold all my. Will you do it? If I send you a pile of junk, will you do it? Well, if you send me a pile of junk, I'll do it. I'll put it together. And then he gets into it, and now he bought 2 more kits, and he's doing 3 at one time.
Because he loves it, right?
Yeah, he's out because he's nuts too. We all got our little thing of being nuts. That's the snipping the glue thing, and
too much 2K. I think.
Whoa, yeah, way too much 2K. Gee whiz. Yeah. But yeah, that's you have. So what are your future plans with your channel then? Where you planning on going?
Like I said, I think I want to go to a variety show.
Right on.
So just something every week, and you see what I'm working on, what I bought, share a tip, just a variety show. And it's all kind of influenced. I don't know if you've ever seen the Playmo, and I can't pronounce the last name, but it's a Japanese model show, and they make it real dramatic, dun dun dun, but that's really what it was. It was a variety show.
That's cool.
And, yeah,
that's cool. Are you going to have a segment that's going to be a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll? Just asking.
Exactly. You nailed it.
Oh man. Oh, that sounds like a cool idea, man. You hadn't told me that. Yeah, I say go for that. That's pretty cool. And the trick is, just what feels right, and just do you, and that's what keeps us all going. And when we're doing this stuff, is you got to really enjoy it. You got to have a good time, and it's cool making all the friends, and that helps us keep on going too.
Let me jump back to the stash. Remember we were talking about, we've got these big stashes.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart to hear about, somebody passes away, and the wife or whatever sells the whole collection for, $500 or something. I don't want to say like what Andy got, because I'm sure Andy was fair with these people.
Yeah.
And he got that big stash. He didn't, give them pennies for it. But I've been to shows, where somebody passed away, and you see this like a shoe box full of photo etch stuff, and people are rummaging through it, not giving any care to, what somebody took a lifetime to collect, and they just paw through it like nothing in here that I want, and it's like, damn, man, you gotta respect the guy that.
You're right. That's interesting you say that, because the whole time that I was helping Andy with that stash over the summer, I would find things that they're like addressed to this man. I kind of learned a little bit about him. I know what he was interested in, what he was like, and where he was going with what he was buying. And it almost like everything I would find would tell a little story, especially he would buy from people all over the country and just buy these, sometimes strange stuff, but resin bodies, resin parts, it was really interesting. And yeah, when he passed, and the collection what Andy gave this woman for a collection, because she couldn't do what Andy did.
She couldn't eBay that.
And,
she couldn't
exactly.
eBay that.
And what she got, she pretty much named the price, and he gave it to her. And it was, and she knew what things were worth, but she knew, selling it, that's the way to do it. It gave her a bulk sum of money that, at that point in time, she needed, that the family needed. It was a family. He actually dealt with the family, not just this widow. And it was a very cool thing. The whole thing was such a positive, really. And it was cool. To me, how I would feel, I would love the idea of my collection getting dispersed out to, like, it would mostly be the people locally here for them to enjoy, and it perpetuates. And there's been so many of these kits have gone out to so many of the guys around this town, and I've, I know of kits that are getting built from that collection, and that's a cool thing.
That's an honor to the gentleman that passed.
Yeah, and it should be, and I know, and Andy did it right. That was a cool thing, and it was an interesting thing. You kind of think about that stuff when you're going through. When I was going through that stuff, you never met the guy. I actually was like, how did we never meet this guy? He was never in any of the clubs. Nobody knew him. And he was into some stuff. He was into some serious stuff with model collecting. He didn't really build much. It was too bad there were no built-ups of his. So he just bought. I don't know if he had stuff, Bill. I don't know.
We had a member in Cleveland that passed, and his wife sold off the expensive stuff and donated the rest to our club. And for years, we had a raffle every meeting. You pay $1 and you get 3 tickets, and and they pull a winner, and you'd win one of these kits that Jeff's wife donated. And I've got some great kits. I've got some really great kits that like every part is cut off the tree because he ran out of space, and so he would have to cut all the parts off the tree so he could get 2 kits in one box. So resale value on something like that, a kit with every piece cut off, is nil. But to me, I got a 1/12 scale Otaki Trans Am.
Those are going for big bucks.
I made a video about it.
Yeah, you did. That's right. That's right. That was interesting.
But if it was a mint sealed kit, it would be $700 to $1,000.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's a box with a bunch of pieces in it, and so it's worth gold to me because I'm going to build it.
Yeah,
I'm never going to sell that. So yeah.
Plus, it means something because you knew that man.
Yeah. And when you build something like that, you say, thank you, Jeff. And here it is.
There are a lot of kits in my collection that came from, people I knew who passed away, and I got pieces of their collection. People I didn't know, like this gentleman, of course, I got a lot from that collection over the summer, but I respected it. And a long time ago, when I was first starting in this and starting to build up my stash, there was a member of our club way back then. This was like back in the late 80s. I want to say it's probably 89 is when this happened. And he was in a really bad car accident. And a couple of the members, one of them, Tommy knew, and Jim Wood. Jim's passed. Jim's gone now, but Jim was like a really major. Tommy and Jim were like major in that club back then, and they pooled together and bought the collection. They first were selling it for her, his wife, to help her out, but then to get her a bulk of money, they bought the collection, and they've been selling that collection. They were selling that collection off. It was so big, it was like it filled this room that we'd have our meetings at Jim's house, and we were all building up our collections off of it. We knew who this guy was. His name was Lynn Keith. And I'll never forget, I had just joined the club and maybe met him once or twice, but now I'll never forget Len. because of that, because I'm looking right at some of the kits I bought. I'm right over there. And I think Tommy, I think he might even still have kits from that collection. He was at the swap meet Saturday selling kits and parts and stuff. It was so big. But yeah, I think that's a cool thing to to leave behind, because us as model builders, I think this is such an important thing to us. And we have made so many good friends. I like to see my friends. If I was to go, I'd like to see my friends get a lot of my stuff, you're going to pay for it. You're going to freaking pay for it, because believe me, my family members know what this crap's worth. But
and I tell my fiance, don't just sell the box. You got to open the box, because there's shit in every box.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And then there's a few people, and there's some in this town that'll come in and go, I'll give you $2 a kit, something like that, or I'll give you $1,500 for this collection that, dude, you should be forking out about 10 grand for this collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do have those people that what do you call them? They not take advantage, but what's that?
We'll be polite here. We'll be polite here.
Okay. You gotta pull my reins sometimes. I get crazy. But yeah, so you've got your channel. It's this thing here, and you've got your new Facebook group, which I'm gonna, if I must have joined it, or I'm gonna join it, because I like that whole premise of the box stock thing. I think that's really cool. That could be a show you could kind of branch off and do too, a box stock show or something to talk about that kind of stuff.
There you go.
Hey, I'm throwing ideas at you.
Thanks. I'll pay you later.
Okay. But it better be, I only take the cabbage, right there.
I want to start going to shows with you guys. Because,
yeah, you got to.
I feel like I really missed out with the California show and the Atlanta show.
You
I really
have
missed
so much
out.
fun at those. Yeah, that California show is great. Atlanta, mind blowing. But you better not miss Salt Lake. We got a while for that. But
it's a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it'll be a year from this April, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're no new to shows. You were up in the Ohio area. You were going to some big ones. If you're going to Toledo, geez.
Right.
See, that would be very interesting. You've experienced also in and out east, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be interesting. You going to Atlanta, that would be cool to get your take on that, because for me, that was my first one. I haven't been to any of the big N&Ls ever.
You need to go to East.
I do need to go to East, very much so. It's definitely in the bucket.
You can't look at every model. You can't look at every model and go look through the swap meet area. You can't do that in one day. You just can't.
Wow.
So you got to choose. I'm only going to look at the box stock and the race cars and the customs, and go into the swap meet and spend all your money. But
yeah, that's a swap meet. I quite honestly at Atlanta, I was so just everything going on, and I missed out on the swap meet for myself. I walked through it a million times, even did a little bit of video, but I really didn't. It's like all of a sudden it was over with. And it's like, oh, well, and I look over and I saw the vendors packing up, and I go, oh, missed that. Oh, well, But
you didn't bring an extra suitcase like BG, right?
No, I had a backup plan. I had a backup plan that I had enough people that could ship for me. If I would have bought anything, I would have shipped it. Oh, I have. You should see my. Well, you can have it. My suitcase was about that big.
I saw the burritos. Right?
Yeah. I had that, and I had my case right here, and They both carry on. I don't do the, I don't send it downstairs to the monkeys.
Right.
Ooh, can that get me in trouble?
Ooh, maybe we'll say the baggage mishandlers. How about that?
Okay, I'll go with that. That was my first flight. You probably heard that. Everybody's heard, but that was my first flight since like 97.
Really?
First time I flew.
So
and
there was no TSA back then?
No.
No.
The TSA in Atlanta, they scare me. More the line scares me and having a hustle, and I can't really run that well. And that was I get through TSA because here in Phoenix, it was like a snap. I was like, wow, I was expecting horrible things to happen and cavity searches. And
bend over.
And I got through it real fast. And so I'm like thinking, okay, this is no biggie. I could do this. And we get up and Matthew takes me to the airport. I'm there. I'm like a little over an hour before my, plane boards and all that stuff. And I get through TSA and I get the text, my plane is boarding. And I'm like on the other side of the airport. I was the second to the last person getting on the plane.
Scary.
That's why I don't have any hair. Yeah, it was. Whoa, that was a scary one. And then me, fat guy is the most hated guy on an airplane. I walk up to these two. I had to sit in between two people, and then they just looked at me and go, "Unserious." So yeah, what a blast! It was well worth the plane trips. I hate flying as it is. That was horrible, but I'll do it because going to these shows, because I didn't for years, going to these shows is just so worth it. It really is.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to make it to Atlanta next year?
Yes, I'll be there.
It sounds like
I'll be there.
I think it sounds like a whole bunch of model car mafia guys are going to Atlanta next year. They're in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. There's going to be ruckuses. There's going to be ruckuses.
We're going to come clean house.
We're going to,
what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to be, breaking some kneecaps too along the way. Better watch out, Pappy.
We're coming for you.
You're coming for you. Show yous guys. But yeah, that's cool. So, well, what else? Do you have anything else you want to share with everybody? Except go over there and like and subscribe your freaking channel.
I need 800 watch hours.
You really?
Yeah.
How many? Because it's like you said, it's a floating year, right? You don't need it by the end of this year. When is your year mark?
No, it's a floating year. So I just need 800 watch hours.
Okay.
So then I can start carrying those cabbage like Lucas C.
Yeah. Yeah, because we make so much money doing this YouTube thing. I am. I
can't wait to make that nickel.
I'm getting ready to put that down payment on that BMW, and so I can go race with John. And things are happening for me.
But you know what? I do my videos for free.
Okay.
And I do my videos for free right now.
Yes, you do.
So if anybody thinks that I'm making lots of money, you're wrong.
And then when you start making money, it takes a while before anything comes. And then, but the thing is what the money does is it helps you. Like I had to buy, as you can all see, it's working so well for me. My third webcam that keeps turning black here. But we can buy better equipment and stuff, and we just put it.
I won't have to use this as my camera.
Yeah. I still got better stuff. I go on to I'm really good at going on to Amazon and buy a $35 webcam.
Gotcha.
Hey, whatever.
Still looks good though.
Thank you.
I can see kits on the wall.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can you make out what's this right here? You know what that is?
That's a rat packer.
How about this right here?
I can't tell that.
How about this right here? Do you know what that is?
That's a super bird. No, a Daytona. It's a good webcam.
Where is it? This right here. It's an 82 Pontiac Trans Am monogram. Get it together. Get it together, Mr. Experiment. Huh?
The one above it is a Daytona.
No. These are I categorize everything. This is all Pontiac Firebirds right here.
Gotcha.
And then we've got
Novas.
Novas right here. And then we go over to the Camaros over here. And over here we got Mustang. You know, I keep it. It's kind of I'm organized as far as you know.
I stand corrected.
You should
just like Tamiya.
Oh, I still have some people that tell me I'm wrong. So
we know better.
Yeah, I'm never wrong. Well, James, thank you so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun, and I
had a good time, man.
Yeah, we will definitely do this kind of stuff again, and we'll probably like get BG on and get. I just want to start, you know, pretty soon having everybody back. You know, after all my viewers get to know all you guys, and please go on over to his channel, check it out if you haven't. He's got a lot to offer. Go ahead and punch that like button and smack that subscribe button. Get him the watch hours, because he you know, James deserves to get monetized and get his 4 bits a month, you know, that we all get. So because you got some good stuff coming for the future for all of us. So, you know, it's definitely something everybody's enjoying.
Thank you.
And the Facebook group. It's box stock only, right?
Yes. Strictly box stock.
That's it. Strictly, write that down.
That's
strictly box stock.
The Car Modeler magazine used to have a strictly stock.
I remember that. Okay.
Column.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I stole the idea.
I really do like that. I like that a lot. I think you got to go pump that over on my group. Throw a thing up there. I think that's a really important thing. I think, you know, we said that already. I'm always repeating myself. Oh well, I'm going to repeat myself. I think we get a little blinded by massive detail, massive scratch building, all this stuff, and sometimes you got to step back and just do it box stock, and stick to and do a beautiful box stock. You're gonna, and you show that people don't think, oh yeah, I did it box stock, I can't take it to a show, or I don't really want to show it, it's just box stock. No, man, you like you said,
do it right.
You do it right. Box stock can be some of the most beautiful models you ever see.
Absolutely.
All right, James. Well, thanks a ton for coming on. We had a ball. And do one last plug. What the heck? Just throw it out there, and then we'll end this. We'll wrap it all up.
Come watch the scale model experiment. Me, James Tester. Come watch me.
Yeah. All right.
And
well, you ready for it? Are you prepared? I was gonna say, I ask everybody who comes on this show, they got to do something. Have you been practicing? I think you've been practicing. Go for it.
Well, Brian would say, well, I had pants on.
Well, hey, do you have pants on? Did you have pants on through this whole?
I do.
All right, now give it a shot. See what happens.
Keep gluing those fingers together. Keep chopping that styrene.
Okay.
And here's the producers. Okay.
Well, hello, my fellow car. What the heck was that? You see that?
I don't know. Yeah, what's up with
that? I just cannot get a decent webcam.
Karate chop?
I don't know. It goes dark. These webcams drive me nuts. I should probably pay more than $40 for one. Mm-hmm. Well, hello, my fellow karma. There, did it again. Do you see that? Why is it do it? But it won't do it now.
It's your voice. Maybe it's your
voice. Hey, what the heck? What is going
on? That's not it.
I don't get this. Okay. Well, hello, my fellow car modelers. This is the real one.